All right, welcome to the press conference in advance of the NCAA Men's Ice Hockey Regional at the Denny Sanford Premier Center in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Before we begin, we please ask the assembled media just to make sure you silence your phones, watches, and other devices. When asking a question, please identify yourself and the company you represent. Thank you very much for obliging. Now, please join me in welcoming Providence, represented today by Coach Nate Leman, along with student athletes Logan, Sawyer, and Hudson Malinoski. Coach, if you wouldn't mind, please provide an opening statement, and we will move on from there.
It's been a great year with a young group, learning and growing along the way. Extremely excited to drop the puck here in Sioux Falls. I think it's a very tough regional with 3 teams that won their leagues this year. So we're looking forward to playing, but it's a great group. It's been a fun year. We don't play a senior, and it's just been all year. It's just been watching them grow, and they keep getting better and better and better. So it's been a fun year.
Excellent. Thank you, Coach. With that, we'll open the floor to questions for the student athletes first. Looks like we don't have a microphone, so go ahead and just raise your hand. Oh, we do. Please hail the microphone, state your name and your affiliation, and we'll go with that.
Mike McMahon, College Hockey News for Logan. I guess just what's the last couple of weeks been like for you? Obviously, going through a process, trying to get healthy, and how do you feel now?
Yeah, just feeling really good now, ready to go for this weekend. And Kayla's been doing a really good job helping me, and Coach has been there for me as well. So I feel really healthy, and I'm ready to go.
Brad Tossman, Grand Forks Herald. Hudson, how have you guys spent the last 2 weeks? It's been a little bit of time since you played, and how do you feel coming into the game?
Yeah, obviously we had a week off, but Coach has been there before. He knows how to get us ready, and I mean, there's no question that we're going to be ready to go tomorrow night, and we feel good right now.
For either of you guys, do you feel like the Hockey East tournament not ending the way that you wanted it to? You always want to learn from those experiences, right? Like, what do you feel like you guys learned the most from that experience?
Yeah, it's obviously bittersweet. Obviously, it shows any team can win on any given night, and we need to bring our best game tomorrow because every team in this regional is a really good team, and I think if we can play our best hockey, we'll be just fine.
I'll add to that. I think it just adds fuel to the fire too. I think we're ready to go.
Question in the back.
Ava Heaton, Q30 Television. What would you say is the biggest thing you guys worked on over the break?
I think we just stayed ready. Obviously, we lost the first round of the Hockey East playoffs, which obviously we didn't want to happen. But I think we just got dialed back in, and practices were really hard, which we need obviously to get ready for this weekend. And yeah.
Any last questions for student athletes? Otherwise, we'll dismiss them. All right. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you. Good luck tomorrow night. And with that, we will open it up for questions for Coach Leman.
Coach, I guess the same sort of question I asked the guys, right? You've been in this position before.
Yeah.
Did that help this 2-week process or 12-day process to get ready for this game? And how do you feel like the guys have responded to it?
I think they've responded well. 7 of the 12 teams that were locked in the tournament were in the same position as us. So I'm not sure where everyone's kind of focused on us being in this position, but North Dakota and Quinnipiac were eliminated the same day we were. So we've all had the same amount of time. I think it just allows your team to get tuned up a little bit. For us, we didn't play with the urgency or the desperation we needed to in our league playoffs, and I think that was the message, to the group. And now we're in a position where we have to be like that, And I thought at the end of the season we saw UConn, who was very desperate in our second or in our last game of the year, and we we urged the guys and we let them know all week how desperate, UConn was going to be. And we had to match that. And I thought our guys did. And we came up with a big win. And then in the playoffs, I think we echoed the same message, but with a young team, I'm not sure it resonated as much, and we paid for it, and they learned a lesson, and that's the scar that we'll wear, but hopefully it helps us during this time. And I've been in this position before, like I said, I think because 7 of the 12 teams were in this position, including 4 teams that won their league, were knocked out on the same day. And that tells you how good college hockey is right now. But it also, I think you're going to have a really good tournament because of it. I think teams are going to be tuned up and they're going to be mostly healthy and have good energy too because of that. So I think it's shaping up to be an unbelievable tournament this year because of that.
Coach, how do you prepare to play Quinnipiac, a program that has made the tournament 7 times in a row?
Well, I mean, they're well coached. Rand's a good coach. They have a very good transition game. But it's not unfamiliar for us to be in the tournament either. It's about playing your best when it matters the most, and that's what we've been focused on: is getting to our game, playing our game. Any team you play at this time of year, they're going to be really good, and Quinnipiac's no exception to that. So it is a tough region because you have 3 teams that won their league, and obviously Merrimack being extremely hot, with great goaltending. So this is going to be a big time regional, I think.
Nick Olson, Q30 Television. You mentioned both teams obviously coming off a huge layoff. How do you think the first period's going to go in tomorrow night's contest then?
I think it's going to be I think it's going to be 2 teams going after each other early. I don't think, I listened to Colby Cohen on that selection show, and he couldn't be more wrong, about teams being rusty and things like that. It's going to be 2 teams going at it. I think they're 2 teams that, didn't feel like they played up to their expectations, and I'm sure both coaches got after those teams, and now they're going. And I bet you North Dakota's in the exact same spot, bet you Michigan State's in the same spot, So I think it's gonna be a heck of a game, even though it's a first round game, I think it's a game that could have been played at any stage of the tournament.
Kelsey Dennehy, KELOLAND Sports. Coach, special teams played a pretty integral role in your guys' game in the Hockey East tournament. Just how much of an emphasis have you put on that the past couple of weeks?
I think it's been an emphasis with us the whole second half, and I think trying to simplify our power play. I think we have some very, very good players, but I think they're always looking for the extra play or the perfect play. So we've been trying to simplify things a lot in the second half. Let them know it's okay to shoot and retrieve. But specialty teams are going to be really important. You got a little bit bigger zones in this rink. I think that, I'm glad we got to skate today. I'm glad we skated down at the AMP for a day because we got to see that, how the longer zones can change both your power play and your penalty kill. Can open up some more seams. It can open up some looks there, and where you got to be aware of on both sides of the puck.
Any last question for Coach? If not, all right. Thank you very much, Coach. Appreciate you being here. Good luck tomorrow. And we will be back with the next pre-tournament press conference at 2 p.m. with Quinnipiac.